It's the Cabbages Podcast Network.
Tim, did I ever tell you I wanted to beat the fucking shit out of you?
Oh no.
Just kidding. But some people
Okay.
in our video games must probably say that, because today on Duncecast with
Samurai Banana.
we're talking about rap fighting games? Rap beefs?
Rap beefs. You know, that's really the topic. You know, we've hit on all the pillars, but like, you know, one thing that just has remained a thing that happens occasionally is rap
Sure.
beefs. And that's the drama that everyone's here for.
Yeah, I know that we kind of briefly talked about like, hey, this is interesting. I know a lot of the games that people might be pulling out of their ass for us to talk about related to hip-hop and video games.
Mm-hmm.
Def Jam, Vendetta,
Yeah.
maybe a little 50 Cent Bulletproof.
Yeah.
And those games, I mean, I guess it's those two, and then like people will say Parappa the Rapper. It's interesting because the point you were remarking, and even Gary, our wonderful Cabbages producer, was just like, it's interesting how the violence is what everyone remembers.
I mean, everybody remembers a good beef, you know? You got like the diss tracks and the anger and the possible violence, and it's just, you know, alluring.
Before we even talk about any of these games, I'm surprised that there hasn't been like an official beef game. Like 1995 Saturday or SNES Tupac versus Biggie fighting game. You know what I mean? Like no one's really capitalized on these beefs. But I think it's because, well, not capitalized. I meant in video games, you know.
Rappers capitalize on that. That's like, I think the whole point of having
Beefs.
a beef with someone is to, you know, inflate sales, right?
For sure. I meant it video game wise. I lost my train of thought, but basically, go violence, right?
Go violence, I guess.
Oh, no,
you
it was
know?
actually the opposite of that. Sorry. I was going to
Violence
say
is bad.
violence is bad. I was going to say, yeah, it's actually very sad because violence and hip hop has still, you know, they love each other. Maybe not hip hop, but like, I guess rapper beefs. Let me say that. Rapper beefs still happen and violence still happens. And it's not cool, you know?
Yeah. Though also
it's-
the flip side, I mean, like, here, no, you finish your thought.
Nope.
Fuck. So I mean, like, in a sort of like, you know, I don't even know, counterpoint, not really. But I mean, like, what, you know, rap has a very like competitive nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's
sure.
always this idea of like, you know, having to prove that you're the best, or, you know, bragging that you're like the toughest motherfucker out there. And,
Yeah.
you know, just the whole culture of like, you know, battling, you know, like going head to head, and just like belittling your opponent while hyping yourself up to grandiose proportions. And, you know, honestly, like that itself is hard to like put in a video game. I don't know how the fuck you would do that. And so I
Right.
think that these fighting games is basically the best shit you got. I think that's as like close to
Yeah.
like, yeah.
You know, it's interesting you say that because it's like the difference between the rapping games we talked about before versus this. And I think like games like 50 Cent Bulletproof or Wu-Tang Shaolin Style or Def Jam Vendetta, even Kanye Quest. This Kanye Quest was actually in this lump before, but we gave it its own ep.
Because
I guess the point
a lot.
we do. I guess the point I'm trying to make is like why are there not more, like, I'll take it to De La Soul, because I could just say, like, why don't we have, like, a hippie platforming game? Or, like, you know, like, not that I want like, that. The point is, like...
I think there's a story, maybe I'm, like, not remembering it right. Like, the day that, like, De La Soul, like, went up and, like, signed their record contract, they, like, came downstairs and some like, guy on the street, like... you know, made fun of them for, like, the way that they were dressed or something like that, and they just beat the shit out of them.
What?
Yeah. Like,
dude.
They're not, like, they're like, you know, about, like, you know, love, but, like, they weren't afraid to, like, beat ass, you know?
I didn't know about that.
Like,
I mean, I knew about, like, De La Soul is Dead and, like, just them being, like, you know, just, like, fuck everybody for not fucking with us and, like, you know, not giving us the respect we deserve, but I didn't know that they were jumping people. But, okay, the point, Tim, is I guess De La Soul should have been in Def Jam Vendetta, but also...
yeah, well, certainly.
The point I was trying to make is, like, the content of these video games is surface level, very much, here's a rap video game, here's a graffiti video game, you know? Why isn't it, like, fucking, like... This is a weird example, and I don't think this should exist, but Kanye had a game about, or he was trying to make a game about his mother going to heaven at one point. And, okay, that aside, right? Let's not even talk about that. The point is, why aren't we seeing more video games about shit? You know, like, just random shit. I'm trying to think of just, like, a theme of a rapper and I'm just, like, drawing a blank. Like even selling drugs. Like, let's say it's a Pusha T coke selling game. I want to see more games that are about the things they talk about, and I think that's how we've landed on the violence. Like, you know, Wu-Tang, I'm going to pull out, there's Sew Your Butthole Clothes. The best we got is, like, a Kung Fu-inspired video game, which is awesome. And that fits, I feel like, in their whole ethos of what they are trying to project. 50 Cent as well. I mean, Bulletproof, I got shot 9 times. It's like, that's all I knew about 50 Cent when I first learned about him, is he got shot a bunch. So, like, I'm not even mad at the idea of 50 Cent Bulletproof, because, like, that kind of makes sense. But I guess Def Jam Vendetta feels a little lazy, but it's awesome, you know, or I think it's cool. It's a reflection of, like, the themes, I guess, and, like, gangster rap was, like, you know, bigger in the 90s and the early 2000s, and, like, that's where a lot of these games are from, too. And I don't think that we've had a resurgence of hip-hop video games, and if we did, we're getting shit like Rap Life Simulator, and it's all, like, toxic in its own right, you know, in the same way, where it's, like, hip-hop equals drugs, violence, and I don't think that's not the best, you know? Maybe we should move forward to the games.
Let's talk about the games. I don't know how to build on this point about the fusion of hip hop and violence, but it's not
the future of violence.
I said fusion, but, like, yeah, let's talk about these games, I guess, you know?
Yeah, well, let's start with the first one I think we played, which was, I think it's worthwhile because we wanted to talk about that, but now that deep shit's over.
Let's get dumb. Let's get fucking stupid.
Get dumb. Wu-Tang Shaolin Style is hard. And I will say this, I made this joke in human form, but now I'm in voice form to all you listening heads out there. Wu-Tang Shaolin Style is the Dark Souls of rap video games. It is so challenging, and you die a lot, and then you're like, fuck, why am I not good enough? And then you try to get good, and you don't get good. And then you get a little good, and then you get crushed again.
Yep.
But this game,
that was about right.
This game was actually, like, really solid. We played it on emulators.
Yeah.
And
it's funny that we, like, started with this game where it's actually, I thought that this was going to be more rappers fighting rappers, like, just sort of Wu-Tang cats just, like, competing to see who is, like, you know, the top whatever. But it was all about teamwork.
You know, I mean, they are a powerhouse team, you know?
They are. No, I mean, I just wasn't expecting it, you know? But it's, of course, why would they pit each other against themselves when they could just fucking have a nice little, like, epic street brawl kind of thing with some ninjas?
Yeah. So if you haven't seen this game, I remember seeing this game like a PS1 box when I was like a kid, because this came out in 1999. I was 9, just for you age heads. I'm gonna run the heads joke into the ground, but I'm gonna keep it. And yeah, it's really like each level, it's set up in this like, 36 chambers deal, where it's obviously a reference to the game or the album, and then like they reference the movie, blah 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 blah. But you just kind of go to little alleys or corners, and like this is PS1, so it's not like open world, it's not very big, like matter of fact, outside of the parameters of the level you are in is just like black amorphous space kind of, but they just kind of put you in a corner with like another guy and you beat the shit out of each other, and then like that's it. You do that a lot. This game was actually, this is super interesting to me. If any of you guys ever heard of the game Thrill Kill, Thrill Kill was an adults-only rated game, and it was the first, or one of the first ever adults-only games, which was like, they're NC-17 for video games. If you've seen clips of it, or like I remember seeing a photograph in a PlayStation magazine, because that's how I kept up on video games. But it's like a little person on stilts. There's like someone in bondage gear, someone named Belladonna who's a librarian dominatrix. I don't even want to read this, but I will after. But a postal worker who went postal, a demon, an FBI who's a serial killer. It's just like they tried to get as fucked up. A cannibal who makes sausages from human remains. Jesus, I didn't know all this stuff. And his weapon is a detached human leg.
Ooh. Oh, wait, a detached human
leg.
Ooh. Wow.
But anyway, this is the game that never actually came out. Thrill Kill didn't come out. I think you could still play it as like an emulator or whatever. But Wu-Tang Shaolin Style uses this game's engine. And I guess that's the Thrill Kill we get, because it's also pretty violent. It's kind of inspired, I think,
extremely violent.
By fatalities in Mortal Kombat, where
Definitely.
The last move is like super fucked up. I played as ODB and I was ripping heads off. Who were you again?
We played this like 2 times, right?
Yeah, we played it on stream and we played it for our private life.
I think I was Mastakilla the first time. All of the ones we've seen were just like, basically like people being eviscerated and
like
shredded into multiple pieces by whatever blade that character happens to have.
Yeah.
Which was exciting. I enjoyed that. I really did.
It was also really aggravating when they did do that, when they like brutalized you, like, because it's just like a whole,
when you were on the receiving end.
Because you were trying so hard not to, I was trying not to die, and then they're teasing you. We never got to the end. We got to where there was like
a little bit.
Yeah, not even a little. There's 36 chambers. We were probably at like 10 or something like that, and we like barely made it there. But overall, solid shit. They had the full motion video sequences, like if you remember in old games. Just like, I don't really remember the story besides someone's practicing martial arts, and we're in Staten Island, and we're in China. And
there may or may not have been a kidnapping or something. I don't know.
Someone's in trouble. Someone was sexy.
It was forgettable.
It was forgettable. But speaking of fighting and sexy, Def Jam, Vendetta, Fight for New York, and Def Jam Icon, which we didn't play, and I'm going to talk about it because I did when I was like 17.
Oh, when you were 17.
When I first got a PlayStation 3, Def Jam Icon was one of the, like, not launch games, but I'm pretty sure it was like an early game.
So you had to get it.
I never had Def Jam Vendetta or Fight for New York, so I was like, fuck you guys, I'm getting Def Jam Icon because, like, I missed out. And it's not great. It's not great. So we could go reverse chronologically. All I wanted to say is that I started this podcast a little hot because I was looking at the cast of rappers in Def Jam Icon, which they added Big Boy, which I thought was awesome, and they added Lil Jon, Jim Jones,
Oh, wow.
and I don't really know who wasn't. I didn't do a cross reference, so I'm just gonna not attempt that. But I know E40 I don't think was in the last game, or Young Jeezy, or The Game,
Sick.
or T.I.
Wow.
Did I already say him? Paul Wall, Mike Jones? Fat
Oh,
Joe,
wow.
you could unlock Fat Joe.
Wow.
You could unlock Method Man, but his name was Gooch. You can unlock
Perfect.
Sticky Fingers as his name is Wink. And then Ludacris. I guess I am just naming everything.
are.
Bun B,
I like it.
Redman. Yeah, that's really it. I
is-
went all over the map to just read the whole fucking list.
I love it. It's way more robust than the
And-
previous games that we'll talk about later.
Yeah. There was this whole
So-
thing. What? What do you want?
No. Keep talking because I want to learn more about this game and I want you to tell me. I want you to
Okay,
tell
yeah.
me.
So that they changed. I have some funny quotes here, and I have a source, baby. So this game, you and I haven't played it. Well, I didn't play it recently, but you didn't play it. And one thing you didn't like about the other Def Jam games is their wrestling video games, which we could get to in a little bit when we backtrack to those.
And we will.
But this game, the game's executive producer, I'm going to butcher his name, Kudo Tsunoda, he said that he did not feel like wrestling and hip-hop went particularly well with each other. So that's why this game is different. But they still have a bunch of cool shit where you can knock crap around. Funny enough, they went with less, whatever I just said, wrestling, and then they tried to kind of rub off on Fight Night, EA. Remember, I brought this up before when I was like, breakdancing games should have the stick shit in it.
Uh-huh.
They were trying to get a little more into close-up brawling and stuff like that and make it,
Which
I
makes
guess,
sense.
but I don't know how successful it was. You could go to different cool places. I remember a gas station that blows up, but you could go to 106 and Park, like the stage, and just like fight there. And long story short, it's fucking weird. Or it's not weird. It's not great. It's kind of average. But I started getting loud and reactionary because I was reading about the women in the game that I didn't know who they were because they're not MCs or singers or they're video vixens. That's how they are labeled. The video vixens that you could date. And there's a couple, and I was trying to see what music videos they were in.
Didn't we play this? I'm
No.
remembering.
There's probably
this,
just
though.
video vixens in the other games.
Yeah, there were.
And the other
Okay.
ones. But
Okay,
I don't know.
So I guess this is a holdover.
I didn't research because I started at this one because I figured I'd be more excited about talking about it.
Sure.
But we got a video vixen, Melissa Ford. I'm going to use that because that's her real name. But she was in Big Pimpin', the Thong Song remix video, Shake Your Ass by Mystical. She was in the You Don't Know My Name video by Alicia Keys. And she was in the Yeah video with Usher and Lil Jon. Just saying, that's awesome. And then someone else, dude, are you not enjoying this?
No, I'm enjoying this. That was like a whoa.
Christina Dolce is the other person, and she was the queen of MySpace, according to Vanity Fair, and the Tyra Banks Show. And also, she was modeling
Shout
for
out
Axe deodorants.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, this is not that website. You know, it totally is. But I got sources, baby. She modeled for Axe deodorants' MySpace campaign, and she was in an anti-fur ad for PETA. And then she died from liver failure in 2017 because of alcoholism. Yeah.
Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That took a turn.
Yeah, that's what made me go, whoa, when I first started this podcast. And I just wanted to be like, she's dead. She's dead. But I needed to, like, explain it.
Damn,
and then
that's raw.
Mayra Veronica. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. She's the other person you could date. But, yeah, I don't think I'd go back. The graphics were pretty nice. Let's take a step back to what people call the best out of this dynamic trilogy, Def Jam Fight for New York, the one that we couldn't play.
We didn't play that one.
I wish I had a good opinion, folks.
Why didn't we play that one?
Because when we
What went
downloaded
wrong?
the emulator, it was playing in slow motion. And also, it was
my
also
God.
the last game we played. And it was kind of like,
was.
let's just fucking do it. Let's just do it. We got to
And
do
we
it.
did a little.
And
That's
then,
right.
yeah,
That
it
was
was just
fun.
going
We got
super
to-
slow.
So my memory of Def Jam Fight for New York is they have like really weird, chopped and screwed versions of all the music. It's really crazy.
Dude, that was because it was going so slow.
Everybody's really
Is that a
slow
joke?
and deliberate. Yes.
Are you doing comedy on me, my friend?
I don't know. Maybe. Well,
Well,
I
okay,
guess
so
I have to tell you. Comedy is legal again, but I have to tell you when I'm doing comedy.
great, dude. Can't wait
Shout
for
out
your
Elon
stand-up.
Musk.
Yeah, dude, Ema. So whatever. Fuck this game. Don't want to talk about it because I have nothing to say. Besides, it's
tried.
very expensive.
It's very
Guess
expensive.
how much this game is. Did we not talk about this?
No, we didn't talk about that.
This
Is
is like
that
one of those
also
games
added?
that you wish you kept when you were a teenager because so you know how like everyone, including myself, hates the greatest hits versions of video games. Mm-hmm. A sealed Def Jam Fight for New York, 2004 PS2 game, sealed, brand new. Do you want to guess?
$80.
Yeah, let's multiply that till we get the number 600.
What? No, it's not.
That is correct, sir. That's because it's brand new. If you wanted an open box version of this,
$600.
$215.
Why? Is it
Pre-owned,
good?
$125. Yeah.
This is insane to me.
Disc only, I need to search that, but probably a
That's
lot.
bonkers. That is
Yeah.
bonkers.
So it's like a very sought after game, and we didn't really get to play it, but I don't know that you would have liked it anyway. Okay, I found the disc only. I mean, I'm looking on eBay, but we got $60 disc only. We got $94 disc only. Someone's selling the cases only for $20.
Just the cases for $20.
Just the case and just the book, $20.
Wow.
And someone's selling a not working one for $10. Disc
Ooh.
only, not working.
Just to like hang on the wall.
Honestly,
With a
you could
thumbtack.
make your... Oh, this is made by EA Big. Do you remember EA Big? They
No.
did SSX.
Oh,
And they did
yes.
the basketball
the
one.
extreme NBA Street.
NBA Street. EA
That shit.
Big.
Oh man,
Yeah.
the extreme version of EA Sports.
Yeah, they're like, let's make the rap video games.
Hilarious.
Let's track back to the first one, Def Jam Vendetta.
Okay, I guess we're tracking back.
I mean, what else can we do at this point?
Yeah, I don't know that we can talk more about a game that we didn't play and that
We could make stuff up
cost
about it.
$600. We could.
Wait, before
What do
we
you think
even
it's
do
like?
that, I think you fight good and you can crack a beer and drink it somewhere in the middle of the game. What about you?
I think that there is a mode where you can put tutus on all of the rappers.
I don't think that would ever fly. No
I
one
think
would
it
like
flew.
that.
I think it
Oh,
flew.
'cause it's in the
Who
game.
wouldn't like that?
I don't know. There's some people who would be uncomfortable with that.
No,
I'm not saying
is
it-
this
I'm
a
not
joke
saying-
I shouldn't make. Is this? Do I
No,
need to edit this out?
you're not saying anything wrong. I'm just saying some people are homophobes, you know.
Okay, I was thinking more that it was dainty ballerinas.
Hey,
I was
some people are so homophobic that they think
Maybe-
that's, you know what I'm
maybe
saying?
this is this latent homophobia?
Am
do I need to,
am
like-
I doing it? The homophobia?
Am I doing it? Is it me? What's wrong with me?
I
What's
don't
wrong
think
with
you
us?
are.
I want to say another one, but I don't have
Okay.
another one. Okay.
Oh, you don't.
I really
Okay.
don't have another one. That's
Okay,
what
cool.
came to
Because I got
mind
info for you,
was-
baby.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this cast we're going forward again to Def Jam
going
Fight for New
forward.
York.
Oh man. Wait, I thought we were still there.
We were going back
Shit,
to
dude.
Vendetta.
I'm so
Do you know the
lost.
order? Okay, first it's Vendetta, then it's Fight
Vendetta,
for New York,
yeah.
then it's
I thought we
Icon.
were still talking about I thought we were imagining what happened in the game that we couldn't.
You know what? You're completely
That's what
right.
I
think I was 2 steps ahead.
Dude, I'm all over the place.
Okay, do you want to do two lies and a truth? Or no, two truths and a lie for characters in this game? Okay, here's the answer. Yes. Okay. Who's the lie? Who's not in this game, and who are the two that are in the game? No, you know
what game are we talking about?
We're talking about Def Jam Fight for New York, the sequel to the original. Okay, I'm gonna mix it up again. We're doing one real, two fake, because that's funnier.
One real, two fake.
Yeah. Okay. No, two real, two fake. No, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, here we go. Two truths and a lie.
What are you making? What? You're gonna tell me three people.
Three characters that were in this video game, except one of them was not in this video game.
Okay.
And I feel like this is an easy-ass question to anyone who's played this. But I wouldn't have got it. Okay, here's your characters. Here we go. 1, Hulk Hogan. 2, Henry Rollins. 3, Danny Trejo. Who is not in that game?
Interesting. Who is not in that game? I'm gonna say Hulk Hogan is not in that game.
You are 1,000% correct. You can read me like a book.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it was the sort of like obvious wrestling game. You would not have just said Henry Rollins off the top of your head.
Yeah, you know me too well. I should have said something like Billy Corgan or some shit. Or like Kurt Cobain, Billy Corgan, and Danny Trejo.
Man, I'd pay $600 to play as Henry Rollins.
Well, that's good.
Time to buy a sealed copy.
Time to buy the sealed copy. All right, you ready to go? I just want to say Busta Rhymes' name is Magic in the video game, and Redman's name is Doc. Just really want to say that. Snoop Dogg's name is Crow. His name is Crow. Okay,
like
now that I got... Yeah, I guess so. But now that that's out of my system, the first one, why didn't you like it?
Def Jam Vendetta?
Yes, that one.
Well, I didn't like it because you could say I have a vendetta against wrestling games, which this is one of them.
I don't have one. I used to be a guy who liked them, and I also...
Were you a wrestler?
I was a wrestler, but it was not cool. Yeah.
It was not cool? I mean, I don't think wrestling is cool, period.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Well, if you came into the squared circle with me, buddy, I'd slam your shit. I would do a vertical suplex to you.
Do you when you say slam my shit, do you mean that you would swing and hit air while you stomp the mat to make it seem like you actually made contact with me?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, you can't fake picking someone up, Tim. You can't fake throwing you through a goddamn table. You can make the table a little weaker, but you're still getting thrown.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, like, you know, they're basically just like stuntmen with feelings.
Yeah. So I was a wrestling king in actually too late. It was like high school. As soon as everyone...
King.
I had a backwards red hat. That was stupid. And I made myself in wrestling video games and then tried to only do the moves in those wrestling video games. So you could say I'm a fan. That being said, I liked this game. And I know you don't. Is it the fighting, like when you play wrestling video games, not you, Tim, audience, what's up? Hey guys, if you haven't played a wrestling video game, then how it kind of works is you have to grapple them. So you grab them and then you make like another decision. So it's like, I'm going to grab you, then I'm going to press an option of 4 more buttons. So there is like a learning curve to these games where it feels kind of silly and like it feels
kind of silly.
It feels kind of silly, but once you get the hang of it, I don't think it's too bad. I mean, like, there is kind of like the suspension of disbelief with wrestling where it's like if you get thrown, then you're like running. You know, you can't like physically stop yourself.
Whoa, I gotta like go into this bouncy guy and it's gonna bounce me back for some reason.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just happy it exists. Wrestling as a form, I think, wrestling and art. I don't watch wrestling anymore. I don't care. I think it's art. I think it's like performance sports. I mean, it's also got its nasty side, but like, I don't know. Andy Kaufman, he liked wrestling, so it's good enough for me.
I mean, I guess so. But he also like just sort of made a mockery of the whole thing.
That's very true. But I
Yeah.
think a part of that too is he liked it.
I mean, I guess, I guess
He
so.
really, I think he also liked the being a heel, to be a villain. He liked to make people upset. So that's why he
Yes.
started wrestling women. You know,
Right.
and he saw this kind of like
He was a troll.
he was a troll, and he saw that you could use this medium, professional stage theatrics, as a way to really fuck with a lot of people. But I digress. This is not him.
It's a lot of people who think wrestling is real.
Yeah. But yeah, then we're kind of going down a 50 Cent Bulletproof land.
Are we?
I mean, there's nothing really left. We could talk about Kanye Quest again.
I didn't think that we were done talking about Vendetta.
Oh,
You know?
okay.
I don't know. I
Well,
mean, I guess
what do
we
you got
are.
to say?
I guess I don't know. Apparently, nothing more. Apparently, I'm being silenced. By the media. Right.
If
now.
if dead air was not a thing, I would say let's take a second to pause and think about the last thing we could think about Def Jam Vendetta. Does that interest you?
I mean, I guess we touched on like some of the things that I guess may or may not have existed in later games, such
Yeah.
as the video girls or whatever.
Yeah,
Because
that's
pure
pure
that was
unresearched conjecture.
I mean, I remember in this game like being able to fight as the girlfriends, and that you
No,
like,
you said as them, right?
yes.
Okay, cool.
Do you not recall this?
I do. I didn't just
You
black
recall?
out. Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't black out, and I'm glad I didn't hallucinate this. Just had
All
a
right,
memory
well-
implanted in me. That's, I think, what was like the kind of the silliest aspect of this game is that like, you have a girlfriend and she will fight, and you will fight as her, to protect to protect your man, or not protect, but like
Oh.
like a sort of like back off my man's kind of thing.
Right. And then you could just
Yeah.
choose to dump them anyway.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Okay, yeah. It was like you could fight and then
Fight
like
for
win.
my affection.
Fight for my affection, then you could just be like, I'm okay. I'll take the new one, you know? So
It
that's
had
neat.
no bearing. Gave no agency.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I got the information webpage up, and I could tell you a little bit about the crew. We got Nori, Method Man, Ludacris is. Yeah, it's like the Funkmaster Flex. It's all the same people. DMX was in this one. He wasn't in the other ones, which is actually it's cooler that he's in this one. Ghostface is in this. Joe Budden's in this. It's actually a much smaller crowd. About a third of the playable or the fighters in this game are the rappers, and then the other 2/3 are like, I guess Proof is in here. Someone named Drake, but not that Drake. Maybe Proof is a reference to Proof, but there's no.
It's not
this game.
Proof.
There's no proof that it's actually Proof. But this game did come out in 2003, which Proof was around, and
He was.
this was also like after 8 Mile. He was in 8 Mile. Not that that was like a huge blow up to his career or anything, but if there was any time that Proof was around,
It was
this
then.
was it.
He was there.
I guess I'll have to do better research, but some research now is that this was the first game EA made, wrestling game since WCW Backstage Assault, and that game bombed. So they were just kind of like, I guess we'll do Def Jam Vendetta, and it worked, which is pretty cool.
I guess so. I guess like, you can just sort of market something better to a wider audience if it's rappers,
Yeah.
But people eat up wrestling games, period. So I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, Entertainment
This
Weekly
game
didn't
sucked.
eat it up. They gave it a C+, and they said it's an uninspired wrestling title that lacks Def Jam's trademark sheen. So that's what EW has to say. You ready? You ready for the next game?
You got
Tim?
that off the top of your head. You just had that fact ready to go.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
usually I memorize Entertainment Weekly opinions from games.
I mean, they do have the best opinions on video games. Like, if I'm ever wondering if a game is good or bad, I think, let me see what Entertainment Weekly has said about it.
That's
and
pretty
if
cool,
they
dude.
say it's a hit, then it's a hit, you know? And I don't play anything that hasn't been written up in that. Nor do I watch anything.
Wait,
Basically,
what's the last game you played?
Whatever Entertainment Weekly told me to play.
Oh, you dickhead. I'm trying to find Entertainment Weekly's review of
No, I blindly follow them. I don't even pay attention to what game is what, you know? I just sort of like, I'm like, that one and go, you know?
Fine,
I have
dude.
no memories of these games. I black out while I play them, but I remember what Entertainment Weekly tells me to remember.
You're right. I forgot that about you.
I'm a real gamer, dude.
I'm a real gamer dude, too. And so is 50 Cent. We didn't play Blood on the Sand, the sequel, which is also kind of expensive, but not nearly. It's just like costs as much as a video game does now. Mm-hmm. If you want the PS3 game Blood on the Sand, it's $70.
Which is also what a newer generation game costs now.
Yeah, it was on PS3, Xbox 360. Actually had like pretty strong reviews. Came out in 2009. It was done on Unreal 3, which is pretty cool. But
why
really
is it
nothing
in the
else.
sands?
Excuse me, what?
Why it's 50 Cent Blood in the Sands, right?
Yeah, why is it in the sands?
Why is it in the sands?
I want to just say post 9/11, but I don't have a strong answer.
What is it? What's the plot of this?
Oh, you want to
the
know?
game is set in an urban war zone in an unnamed Middle Eastern country where 50 Cent and G-Unit have been hired to play a rap concert. Oh my God.
Honestly, this is more inspired than fucking...
Oh my God.
I'm just like looking at a random... I can't even pick one. Than DJ
Holy
Hero.
shit.
You know what I mean? I mean, maybe Blood on the Sand. Maybe I'll say this about Bulletproof because... You know, again, this whole like weird unnamed Middle Eastern thing is like kind of weird to me.
I love that we've been going back in history in these franchises.
I mean, it is actually super interesting, you know, just to
future
see
games that we haven't played to the older ones that we have played.
Yeah. Well, basically, this game was a failure.
Nice.
No one liked it. Even though it was a notable improvement over Bulletproof.
Bulletproof was fucking terrible.
Wait, you thought it was terrible?
I thought it was dumb as shit.
What was dumb? You shot people.
I mean,
What?
I mean, a shooting does not intelligence make?
Dude, whatever. Someone had to invent it, and that guy was like guns. You know, that guy was smart, I guess.
I mean, kind of shitty. Kind of wish he hadn't.
Yeah.
We could all be living in peace.
Yeah.
Guns.
I mean, in all honesty, I'd rather have that than 50 Cent Bulletproof. There's the G-Unit edition of this game that comes with water, vitamin water. Oh no, there's a vitamin water mini game in the PSP version. Wow, that's really stupid. Do you like vitamin water at all?
No, I did drink it for a little bit, like way back when it was like the cool thing to do.
Yeah.
You remember when it was like really
the
popular?
cool drink.
The cool drink.
Back when 50 owned it, or partially.
Really before. I think
I
that
see.
I was
an
in
early
there
adopter.
before it was like really cool, before it went mainstream. You know?
You're
And
always
then
been
everybody
cool to me.
and then everybody just realized that it was, you know, basically like Gatorade.
Yeah.
Less than Gatorade.
Do you drink a lot of Gatorade? I know this is a
No.
weird question, but I don't really.
I don't really drink a lot of Gatorade. Do you don't drink a lot of Gatorade? I guess we're
It's just not good for you.
It's just not really good. It's just kind of weird.
Well, if you're working out, it's good. Or like
Is it?
moving. Yeah, it fills
Is that like
it's just full of salt, right? It's electrolytes.
Yeah, I've never learned what an electrolyte is.
I believe it's just salt. If you look at anything that's like, hey, this has electrolytes, check the salt content. It's fucking astronomical.
Interesting. But isn't it supposed to hydrate you? I'm confused.
I think it's when you work out, your body shits out salt, so then you need more salt.
Interesting.
Like in your sweat. That's why sweat is salty.
I see what's going on. This
Dude,
makes
I
sense.
sound so smart. I
Dude.
really sound smart.
Dude, this part, you've got knowledge off the top, and I'm impressed.
Yeah, this isn't even on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Like,
You're
as in
on a
this
different
information is exclusive to me. World premiere.
Wow. Dude, you're just dropping knowledge on us.
Oh, shit. Okay, so speaking of knowledge I'm dropping, in the plot of 50 Cent Bulletproof, he gets shot 9 times. We didn't even get that far.
Oh.
The infamous 9-time shottings? No.
9 times.
And then there's a tattoo on someone's back. Or there's a character called Wu-Tang, who's a Chinese drug kingpin.
Nice.
And I think it's a Wu-Tang reference. Because it's spelled W-U-J-A-N-G.
I think that might be a coincidence.
You think?
No.
Oh. There was a soundtrack to this. It was mostly G-Unit people. We got Mace on here, Olivia, Wu Kid, Banks, and Yayo. There's a game diss on here. I wonder if that was anywhere else.
Perfect. Fucking
I feel
perfect.
like the perfect thing to do is to listen to or to listen to Not Rich, Still Lying, the game diss off of the 50 Cent Bulletproof, soundtrack while playing Def Jam Icon as the game. And that way you could have some kind of like weird, super cool beef going on, but like in 2 different mediums. Is this making sense? Is this good? Am I making interesting talk?
I mean, it's something. I'm here for it, mostly because I have to be, but I'm here for it.
That's true.
Yeah, but was it just like 50 Cent? Is that like who you can be, or like I remember there are like G Unit.
G Units. I think it is. I think you're just 50 Cent. But to be honest, completely making that assumption off of nothing.
That sort of is a good assumption to make, I think.
Yo,
I remember like yo Mike.
No, what'd you remember? Tell me what you remember first.
I was just gonna remember like sending like Lloyd Banks to like go like open a door or something. Or, like, shot a million waves of like SWAT team members or whatever the fuck.
I want like a management simulator of 50 Cent, and like you just manage G Unit. But it's stuff like open the door, Lloyd Banks. Get me a coffee. Oh, how cool is that? Young Buck.
The rules of the people.
Clean my car.
Wow.
There's another game that I forgot we played that is a rapper game that has not been spoken about.
What
Do you remember? Rap Jam. Rap Jam, Tim?
Dude, are you making this game up?
No. This is the Super Nintendo basketball game.
Oh, motherfucker. You mean the worst
this was one of the ones
played?
that the old-ass motherfuckers who play video games were like,
God.
You gotta have this game in the mix, sonny boy.
The hip-hop game where when you play, there is no music.
Oh, wait, this was the Dark Souls of rap games. I think there was...
No, this was the bullshit
It was... Okay, wait,
games.
I remember because we recorded while talking... We recorded while playing this game. It didn't go anywhere. Just have, like, recordings of us playing. And
Well,
I remember saying... that this is the Dark Souls because I've never seen a one-on-one basketball game before. This is a one-on-one basketball game without music, without a soundtrack, full of rappers and I think it's just rappers.
None of the music. None of it.
I'm excited.
Okay.
Dark Souls, right? Usually like you could like action puzzle almost. It's not called that. It's not a puzzle, but like the fact that you have to figure out other people's movesets and figure out what to do, and then you die a million times. This game, a one-on-one basketball game, we don't need the rappers right now for this idea, but just like an actually like very intense one-on-one game simulator. I think, do you ever remember Street Hoops?
No.
I think Street Hoops was the answer to NBA Streets, and it just didn't do that well, and it might have been a one-on-one thing. I digress, my friend. I'll tell you who was in this game. Do you want to
Tell me.
see? Okay, Coolio.
Read me the list.
House of Pain, but that's 3 people. Everlast, Danny Boy, DJ Lethal, and I just remember like Everlast being in it.
Pretty sure. Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember. The
LL Cool J, Naughty by Nature, which again 3 people. Onyx, Sticky Finger, which is Sticky, whatever. Public Enemy, again 3 people, and then Queen Latifah, Warren G, and Yo-Yo. Not a great,
3 people.
Not a big cast of characters here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, 9, and then 3 of them are 3 people. But I don't really remember that being a thing. I don't remember Chuck D and Flava Flav being in this game. Do you?
I think I remember Flavor.
No, yeah, I remember Flava Flav, but I don't remember Chuck D.
I don't know. Well, we had trouble playing this game because we had to emulate it.
Yeah.
I think like our controllers weren't working with this one for some reason that we couldn't figure out.
Seems a little familiar.
Yeah.
Is this just an excuse because I kicked your ass?
Bruh, I don't even think that we were able to play against each other.
I don't think we played. Yeah, I think we just did like something. Well, it doesn't matter.
We
No one
played
cares.
single player to see if it was any good, and you know what? It was lame as fuck. I'm mad at whoever told us that we had to play this game.
Oh, wait. It was a couple people. But also,
well, they're all wrong.
I think Jeff Markey,
terrible.
I might just be throwing out his name, but he might have brought this up too because he loves, well, you know what? He loves NBA jams. But I'm sure he might have referenced this. If not, you're welcome. Shout out to you. So I didn't know this about the rules, though.
Tell me about
it. It
the
has
rules.
fisticuffs and no foul calls.
Fisticuffs and no foul calls.
Yeah, so
so you can travel all you want.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think it's more... Okay. The game is played on an urban basketball court with fisticuffs and no foul calls. I think this is also kind of just like a latently insidious idea, you know? Where it's like, let's make this a little violent, you know? For no good reason.
All these games... What's up with these violence games and so much violence in them?
Well...
What's the deal with that?
Yeah, I mean, if video games gamified one thing really well, it's violence. I mean... We're back on violence, you know? But, like...
Violence.
I know violence is a correlation to... Or video game violence is a correlation to real violence, has been, like, studied multiple times and proven wrong. So when anybody says that, they're full of shit. And it's usually a talking point.
Right.
The point that I'm trying to make, not sure what it is.
This other talking point.
Yeah. I don't know. We're at the end, man. This is the end of the season. This is it.
What a way to wrap this up.
Yeah. I feel like...
very natural.
This is like a dream, and I'm going to wake up soon.
Dude, you're just floating through this episode.
You know, like when you have a dream and you fall in love with someone, or maybe this is just me saying too much. Sometimes I'll have a dream throughout my life, you know, not like right now per se, but... You know, like, oh, that was my girlfriend in my dream, and I'm single in real life, and then I'm like, oh, where did she go? My life. Like when I wake up.
Yep.
That's what's happening with you and me. One of us isn't real. This podcast isn't real. Gary, who the hell is that? And video games don't even fucking work. So I'm scared. This season was great, though. Whether it's
it was okay.
Whether it's real or
I
not.
had an okay time. I don't know if it was real now that you mention it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Tim, do you have any thoughts at all about everything we talked about?
So basically my thoughts is that rap video games kind of suck.
Wow. Hot
take. They kind of blow. Like we played a lot of games this season.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if I like any of them.
I'm just going to say they rule. which is a lie.
Okay.
They're garbage. Most of them are garbage.
So bad.
But I feel like it's a more positive thing to say. Mark Echo, great game. Jet Set, great game. Vendetta, I like it, dude. Shaolin Style, dated. Not the best, but still not. It's better than bullshit. Parappa 1, fantastic. Parappa 2, same shit, didn't need it, whatever. MTV Music Generator, honestly,
Garbage. Oh,
not
God.
garbage. We already went over it, but like, I think it's a great tool to introduce people to this stuff. DJ Hero, I don't need that shit. Derivative.
No. Yeah.
But I like the idea. You know, I like that the people are trying to do it. I just wish that more video games, hip hop video games, were more along the lines of like Jet Set Radio Future or Parappa, where it's not necessarily trying to recreate something, but more so a tribute to the culture and more so using your imagination. And that's all I have to say about that.
Nice. That's beautiful.
But if there was enough of a long silence, I probably could keep yammering for another hour just so I didn't feel weird about it.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we have to yammer about this. You know, I think that we stopped talking about the fighting games and that terrible basketball game, and now we're just sort of wrapping up the season.
Yeah, you are wrapping it up. Hey. Well, hey, audience, listeners, new friends. I'm sure I won't like some of you. You're not all new friends. But, did we miss anything? What do you like? You don't even have a place to comment. So who are you going to tell this to? Thank you so much for listening to this season. And support Cabbage's podcast network. Support us. What does that mean? I don't know, man. Just like...
Give us money for something.
Give us money and have a good time. Share, tell a friend, whatever. BS bullshit. My name is Duncecap. I make music. I do videos as well. My buddy over here, who are you?
I'm Samurai Banana. I do a lot of that too.
Dude, don't you have an announcement of some kind?
I thought we did that on the last episode.
Oh, fuck. Well, you got an album coming out.
I got an album coming out.
Don't not listen to it. Listen to it. You don't like this?
No, it's okay. It's whatever. We're a couple guys who make some music.
We're a couple.
And our music isn't bad. Give it a shot, you know?
Oh my God.
Put it on while you're playing maybe some of these video games.
Turn the soundtrack down on your favorite video game. Put on this podcast.
Yeah.
But it's too late for that, considering it's over.
You could rewind.
Just like how we went with Def Jam. All right, Tim. Let's leave. I'm Michael. I'm Tim. I'm Duncecap.
I'm Samurai Banana. Or Tim. Or I don't know what we're trying to say.
Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Goodbye.